signs. The Gospel of the Lord.
Praise to you, Lord Jesus Christ.
When my dad was into his diminishment, he was into his 99th year of life already. And so talk of his death became normal. It was not dreaded. It was not avoided. It was part of our experience of each other and of that time for both of us. And we laughed about it. And there was no fear in either of us about this sooner than later death. We talked about it as his next step. We talked about it as his graduation. I wonder what you'll be doing after graduation, Dad. I would ask, just like we say to anyone who ever graduated, what will you be doing after your graduation? Or on the other hand, I'd say, Dad, some students at the CSC take longer than others to graduate. You are pushing the edges. You're definitely going to be one of them at 99. But the truth is also that some people graduate early. And having lived with and worked with and loved students for the last 30 years, it made sense to compare his death when it comes to his graduation from this life to the next new thing. I even commented, Dad, I'm not sure when you are going to die. I'm not sure when you come to die. I will even be sad because you have done a great job. You've worked hard, you've lived with integrity, and you've loved us well. I suspect we will mostly be happy for you, Dad, and proud of you, and even applaud you. Dad, how could I ask even one more day, much less one more hour, of your 99 years? And it became that happiness indeed for us. It was more like a graduation than a funeral. I could not have been happier for him and his good work for those 99 years of life. And it was time for him to graduate to the next best thing. Granted, it's scary. There are a lot of unknowns when people graduate. Our students carry fear and gratitude and joy down those aisles of graduation. But the truth is, there's not a whole lot that would make us afraid, that would overwhelm the joy. I imagine that was what the ascension of Jesus was like for him and for his own in the world. It was like his graduation for this Jesus, this Yeshua, his graduation from this world, his graduation from this life to a newness of life. As they stood there seeing him disappear into the heavens, I imagine them giving him a standing ovation, saying, "Well done. You did it. Yeshua, you did it. You lived a beautiful life among us. And now you are on to the next new thing, this next newness of life, this next best thing, yourself. You are on to a whole new way of being with us and for us." And I would bet they would have said to him how proud they were to know him, how proud they were to have been able to love him for those last 3 years when it all fell apart and when it all came back together again. When it all fell apart and it all came back together again. I have witnessed 30 graduations here at Washington University over my years. I know what it's like to walk down that aisle into their future in the midst of 4,000 people cheering us on and what it is like to cheer those 4,000 each year. And I'm a beaming, and I'm a cheering, and I'm even moved to the core by all they have accomplished and survived and suffered, and the friendships and the 100,000 breakthroughs along the way. It's all there in that crowd. It's all there. And also there is their future. For all those reasons, my friends, and more, I do not fear my death anymore. I look forward to my graduation from this world. Yes, I loved my life. I loved my life like our graduates have loved their college years. And I also trust that I will love my graduation into a new future. I hope my own passing on from this world, as was his ascension, is everything graduation is for me and for any who ever loved me. That you and they, whoever they are, would be proud of the life that I lived and the good work I have done, and send me off into the next new thing with joy, like we did my dad, like I hope we can do for you. What more could a guy ask for, right?